Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you're new here, hey, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. And if you're back, as always, welcome back. Today I'm here to do a WIP and Chat with all of you. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat stands for chat. So this is just a chance for us to get to catch up a little bit. I'll just be sharing a little bit with you about what my past week has looked like and just, I guess, what I've been up to in general. And I'll be working on this diamond painting project while we chat. So feel free to whip out your WIP, whatever that happens to look like. And let's hang out and catch up a little bit. So let me give you a really quick rundown on what I'm going to be working with tonight. So you guys are actually going to get to start a brand new kit with me this evening. It's Saturday evening, by the way, so I'm recording this a day or two in advance of when it's actually going to go up. But I'm starting Valentine Kitty from Distracted by Diamonds and Puffy Gator. I decided that I did not want this to sit in my stash for a whole year while I waited for Valentine's Day to roll back around. And I thought, you know what? I feel like you guys validated me in saying that February, we can just say the whole month of February is Valentine's season. So, plus, you know what, who cares? I'm gonna work on the kit that is calling my name. And I will tell you what, after coming off of the most recent Diamond Art Club mystery kit, which, do not worry, I will have no spoilers whatsoever for you here, but I did finish it earlier today, and the colors in that and the amount of confetti in that meant that this polar opposite of a kit was really what I needed in my life. So let me show you, by the way. Look at these colors. These are my diamonds for this kit in the Elizabeth Ward containers, but all shades of pink and purple. You know that's my happy place, right? So it looks like there's a good amount of color blocking in this kit as well. As far as what I'll be using this evening, I have a few different pens. This is brand new. You will have seen it, as long as I actually got the video up, you will have seen this particular pen unboxed in yesterday's small shop haul. This is my very first pen that was actually turned by Flower Girl blanks. So, rather just Flower Girl. So she's known for the blanks that she creates, but she also does pour some of her own. And after seeing my friend Randy, who you can call me Buddha on YouTube and Instagram, after seeing a couple of hers in person, I was like, yeah, I'm going to need one of those in my life. So we're going to be trying this out. And I'm also going to be trying out this all-in-one rose gold tip, which has been a really long time since I've tried to use one of these. To be honest, I tried to put a plastic tip in this pen and I couldn't get it to fit. And I thought, well, let me try. I have some of these like metal-ish tips. Let me give this one a try. Anyway, so I'll be using this pen, and then this is from Lazy River Wood Turning. Look at that pretty pen. I love her. And then this, I don't know if I've used this one before. This, I believe, is from Black Wolf Woodworks. But just, of course, I've got a kit like this that has all these pinks in it. I have plenty of pens that fit the bill here. While I'm telling you about what else I'll be using, I realize this is like super wiggly, so I'm gonna add a little bit more washi to it to help it kind of stick. This is a tip for your tips, by the way. If you have multi-placers, or I think even single placers that are loose where they're sitting in your pen, you can grab a piece of, you can do Scotch tape. I do washi tape because goodness knows I have more of that than I know what to do with. And if you just kind of wrap it around the end, it just makes it a little bit more likely to wedge in there. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be starting with that pen because I literally have never used it before. But then for waxes, I have a couple of different waxes and things going. So for my single placers, I will have Not Your Mama's Mud and WeWax. Not Your Mama's Mud is in Cotton Candy Craze. WeWax is in Apple Orchard scent. So those, and then I'll be using putty. These are two different kinds of scented putty in my multi-placers. Randa's Crafty Corner, and this I believe is Sensible by Design. And then minders. This is from DIY Moon Shop or Die Moon Shop. And then this one is from the Creative Palace. The tray is from Unimade, as is this trash can that I've been using to collect trash drills. I really like that it has a lid that you twist on as well and it latches. So, okay, that's the rundown of all of the things. Let me load up this pen, the new tip in this pen, with some wax, and we will get started. So that was kind of a long intro. I apologize, but there was, I guess, a lot to cover. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a really, really good start to your week so far. I'm really, really excited to be getting to start on this kit finally. I say finally. I've only had it for like a week. By the way, I did contact Robin, the owner, about if you watched the unboxing for this kit, you would have seen me mention and show you how I was having issues with the plastic cover sticking to the glue, like really not wanting to pull back at all. So I contacted Robin about it, and I told her in that message, I was like, I'm able to get the plastic peeled back, and the glue does not seem to be damaged at all. Like, it's still very sticky and whatnot. I just wanted you to be aware in case like this is a recurring issue, and in that case I feel like, you know, you might want to check with your factory or whatever. You know, I wasn't going to tell her what to do. I just was like, I feel like this is something that you would want to know about. And she, you know, said, of course, thank you so much for letting me know. She's like, I will check in with the factory. She said, but she has seen this happening. There we go. Cute little, oh my gosh, hedgehog with a heart here. She's like, I have seen this happening with some canvases, and it seems to be related to there being extreme cold weather. She was saying that she's been seeing this happen because they've been having like some extreme weather, like where she lives. Okay, so it's gonna have, okay, we'll give that a try. And something about how the USPS tends to handle packages that, like, when the glue is exposed to extreme cold like that, sometimes it can kind of almost freeze it and mess with the consistency of it. But I'm really okay with it. For the moment, I'm not planning to peel off the entire plastic cover. I thought about it. I could peel off the entire plastic cover and replace it with parchment paper or release paper. But I need to replace that wax too. Okay. We're just gonna, it's gonna take us a while to get diamonds on here. This is old wax. But I decided, you know, I'm just gonna cut off, I don't really wanna pull off all the plastic. Like, it's just such a pain. I'm just gonna pull back little sections at a time and see if we can make it work. Okay. So like I said, I'm really excited to be working on this kit. I am really, really obsessed with Puffy Gator's artwork, and obviously specifically Distracted by Diamonds rendering of it. I'm obsessed. There's really not a better word for it. And so it didn't take much. I really did strongly consider, like, up until the last minute, I was very torn, because I had the kit Lack from Diamond Art Club also sitting out. I honestly can't remember if I mentioned this in last week's WIP and Chat. I may have. But it's a kit from Bailey J and Diamond Art Club. And I had that one sitting out thinking, like, I may work on this for the POC for Black History event that Miss Coffee is hosting right now, the Craft Along, Diamond Paint Along. But I think when it came down to it, I was like, I can still start that kit before the end of the month and still be just showing like support and participation in that way. But I really really did not want to wait on working on this kit until next year, or feel like, I don't know, I was working on it out of season or something, because it's very, very heavily Valentine's themed. But speaking of Valentine's, Adam and I honestly didn't do anything for Valentine's Day itself, because we went and saw that play last weekend, and that was our Valentine's Day celebration. And we're not generally terribly like sentimental people when it comes to holidays like that. That's a lie. I would happily be a sentimental person about it, but it's just one of those things that's changed a bit with getting married, because like Adam just is not at all sentimental. Like, that's not how he grew up or anything. And so it doesn't really come sort of second nature to him. And it's not it's not like that vitally important to me to like make a fuss about. And also, we're just in this phase in our lives with like our kids and stuff that it just is hard to pull off that kind of thing. So anyway, all that to say that it's not like I make a huge deal out of Valentine's Day in general, but okay, I'm so not used to like it feels so thick. Like the tip of these all-in-one pens is so stinking thick compared to like your standard pen tip. So it's a learning curve here, but I'm forcing myself out of my comfort zone. I'm like, just try it, Katie. Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. It's rose gold. Like, just focus on the color and how it matches my color palette. No, see here, I'm trying to pick up something and it's not. You guys, I'm not good at new things. Okay. So we'll see, depending on when I finish this kit. I may still have time to work on LAC before the end of the month, at least a little bit. But having finished up the mystery kit, I now am really excited to get back to working on my my Heaven and Earth Designs, my cross-stitch conversion to a diamond painting on a blank canvas. I basically shelved that, like completely shelved that, with working on the mystery kit because they're both very confetti heavy and took a lot of like brain power and stuff, but I've been very much missing it. So I'm glad that I got some really good momentum going on the mystery kit today and was able to finish that. I will eventually get a post review up for that, but I'm waiting a bit on it because I want to give people the chance to get the kit and work on it for themselves. Like, even if I put a spoiler alert and everything behind it and stuff, I still just feel like I want to give it a little bit of time. And yeah, I would hate if I accidentally managed to ruin any surprise for anyone that still like really wants it. So, but yeah, I'm also looking ahead to the month of March just a little bit, where my friends are putting on the event Mermaids and Magic. I'm very excited for that event. I'll link to their announcement videos below, but Mermaids and Magic, it's an event where you can participate with anything that fits kind of under like the magical theme umbrella. I'm sure that they've given some specific guidelines probably in their announcement videos, so of course I'll link to those. I'm not going to try to tell you what the rules are because, to be honest, I should probably go back and watch those videos. I just heard them say that like, oh, you like dragons count because dragons are magical, and I was like, perfect, easy. I can do this. I have kits that will work for this. I haven't decided which kits those will be just yet, but you guys know I have like 1.5 million dragon paintings in my stash, right? I do have I have a kit from True Artist Diamond Painting that has a dragon like holding a crystal ball that would be like a really good snack size to work on. What in the heck? Is this what these tips are supposed to look like? It literally looks like it's been crunched inward. Like, what is happening in this tip? I'm going to try WIP and see if that will work, because I literally just like was trying to poke at it with the tweezers to get the Not Your Mama's Mud to sit a little bit better, and it just like pushed it inside the tip and now it's gone. So I don't know if this is going to work for me, you guys. That's why I'm looking at it going, is that even what's supposed to be happening? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay. But yeah, so it would be fun to work on a kit from True Artist Diamond Painting. I really am trying to work on a variety of different kits from a variety of different companies, especially because I feel like we've had lots and lots of new diamond painting companies popping up, and I'm here for it. And not just any old like diamond painting companies, but like diamond painting companies that are offering legally licensed artwork or artwork that's in the public domain. I got very excited because I saw Jade, she has a YouTube channel. She had a live the other day that was actually really, really fun. She has her shop, Jaded Gem Shop, where she sells like resin drills. So if you're doing a cross stitch conversion or something like that, you can order from her. She even has, I keep hearing about her kitting up service, Emeralds and Fairy Lights. Lindsay has been talking it up a lot, and Jade was like, yeah, Lindsay, I think doing those videos like sent a bunch of people my way. And everyone wants the kitting up service, and she's like, this is so cool, I love it. But anyway, Jade is looking at starting her own diamond painting company, because she was posting about it in her Instagram stories and asking for people's opinions on different artwork, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited. And I feel like I always associate the old masters with Jade, which is really neat. And I love some of the artwork that she was posting that's like under the old masters umbrella. Speaking of the old masters, I've been getting this question a ton. I know Jessica has as well. We do not have an official announcement yet. We don't have an official decision yet. But I would welcome your thoughts on would you be interested in us doing a Summer with the Masters 2022. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, if you're newer to diamond painting and or to my channel, last summer, Jessica, who is Tiny Worlds of Wonder, she and I hosted an event that we called Summer with the Masters, and it was centered entirely around artwork that fits under the Old Masters umbrella, which for our purposes included any artwork that at the time was had been created prior to the year 1926 and was therefore a part of the public domain. We did a series of videos. A lot of them were like educational about the subject in general. We talked about like, how do you order a custom? Because the great thing about ordering a custom of an image that's actually in the public domain, because it was created before the year 1926. When did that change over? When's Copyright Day? Because when we do the event, if we do the event this summer, we'll be saying before the year 1927. But you're totally doing everything above board if you are ordering a custom of an old master's piece, because there's no copyright involved with that, with some exceptions. There are always exceptions. We tried to talk about that kind of thing. We also talked about how there's very much a difference between artwork that is actually in the public domain and artwork that is a stock photo. Little known fact, often a common misconception is that if something is a stock photo, that it's fair game to use for companies to use for a diamond painting. That is incorrect. Companies need to purchase licensing for stock photos as well. Just because an image is on Shutterstock doesn't mean like, okay, well, this is fair game for me to use. No, Shutterstock has the rights to that image, and you have to get a license through Shutterstock for use of that. No. Ugh, gosh. Okay. You'd have to purchase licensing through Shutterstock in order to be allowed to use that image. So it's interesting for a lot of people, less interesting for some, which is totally fine. But it's something we really dove into the nitty gritty on, because Jessica and I are so passionate about doing right by artists and copyright and whatnot. Yet, you guys, this tip is not even picking up these diamonds. Oh, that tip is not going to work. I'm going to have to find another solution. I'm actually going to need to switch pens, because if I can't single place with this, like, I did all of this big section multi-placing, but like eventually there's going to be single placing. Let's do a quick little swap. There's no wax in this pen. Okay. I'll do WIP wax again. Anyway, would you guys be interested in another Summer with the Masters event? I don't know what it would look like. I feel like last year we did it one way because it was so new. I don't know what that would look like this year. So let me know if you'd be interested in us doing the event again this year, and or if there's specific I need to replace that putty too. Do you guys see what just happened? Just a whole ton of drills that just fell off when I went to actually go place them. Okay. yeah, so if you're interested or if there's any specific content or you would be interested in us covering or questions that you have, whether it's something that we chatted about last year or not, I'll try to remember to link to that playlist. There's we put together a playlist for that event below if you're curious to see what that all looked like. So this is just going to be a lot of like watch Katie load her pens and struggle hard with using her stuff today. Like, let's use the Sensible by Design putty in this one if I can. I've got nails on, so I'm gonna have to like pick some out with my tweezers, I guess. Okay. Other things going on. Yeah, so I will have some unboxings, by the way, coming from some of these newer diamond painting companies. I was thinking of Summer with the Masters as well because I was excited to see a shop. It's called Diamond Painting Shop with shop spelled SHOPPE. They have some licensed artwork, including it is licensed artwork from Hannah Lynn and shoot, who was the other one? I think a landscape artist. But they also had several Summer with the Masters pieces, and they reached out and asked if they could send one over, a kit over to share. And I was like, you have an Alphonse Mucha piece that I would absolutely love to share. And I would, if we do Summer with the Masters, I'll absolutely be sharing about your shop as well there. So, yay for new diamond painting shops, and hooray for shop owners that are putting in the extra work and effort and I'm sure money to do it the way that is like ethical, like doing right by artists and stuff. Okay, speaking of ethics, I spent a lot of time debating whether or not I wanted to talk about this in this video at all. I half expect people to come over and see if I'm going to say something about it because I've been commenting on Instagram posts and stuff that have related to this and in people's lives talking about it on and off the past few days. And then I decided I am going to address it a little bit just because of the timing and topic of my WIP and Chat last week. So because I was looking at the stats for that video, and I think that after there was some drama that happened this past week, these past few days, I think people saw the title of my WIP and Chat for last week, which included something about imitators in the title, and went in there and assumed that what I was talking about in there directly related to the situation that was happening at the time. So I really don't want to go into the details because the people involved have asked that we as a community be able to just move on from this. But it just so happened that, like in that video when I was talking about imitators and how I wasn't sure how I felt about like what crosses the line, like what is too far. And I, just had some really mixed feelings about like, do I have any sort of responsibility to address this, like using the platform that I do have and whatnot. I did mention MuniMaid, and I was one of the people that I was referring to that was copying her is the one that came up. And there was just a lot of nastiness and name calling coming from this other person, and that whole situation was very, very, very ugly and hurtful. And all I want to say is in follow up to that video, because what I said in that video stands true, but I made that video on Sunday night before any of this really went down. I mean, it's been an ongoing thing for a while, and a lot of us have been highly aware of it. But it blew up in the middle of the week. Like I said, I don't want to dig it up. There was an adjacent issue that came up where a creator in the community said some truly horrific things that I will not be repeating here. I just, at this point, you've most likely heard about it. I absolutely want nothing to do with someone that's going to speak that way. And I just will say that if you or a loved one is struggling with feeling like you shouldn't be in this world, if you are doubting your self-worth and struggling with, let me not beat around the bush here. If you or a loved one are struggling with thoughts of suicide, please seek out help. I will include the number below for the National Suicide Helpline. There's always someone there 24/7. Please, 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 please reach out. I have people close to me in my life, more than one person, that struggle with this. And my heart hurts for them. And I want to be a part of being there for them and loving them. And I cannot fathom what this world would be without the light that they bring to it. And I know that this has hit very close to home for some of you in the community recently, or just at any point in your life. And I just want you to know how much you are loved, how much I see you. And please, please, please don't be afraid to seek out help for yourself as well. This seems like a really appropriate place to go ahead and do just a little mental health check-in. I'm not ever shy about talking about mental health here on my channel. I'm very, very open about the fact that I am in therapy. I'm on medication for depression and anxiety, which are things I've struggled with virtually my entire adult life and a good part of my young adult life, little teenager. It's in my family history, it's in my genetics, and I'm grateful to have parents and a husband and friends that are extremely supportive of me and seeking help for that. I'm in the middle of, I mentioned last week, I'm in the middle of a medication change, and I'm a couple weeks into being on just the new medication at the full dose, I think just over a week at the full dose, and I'm doing all right. I'm noticing that I feel like my emotions just tend to be stronger on both sides of the coin, where I feel like I laugh a little bit more easily. I get a little bit just more silly and joyful more easily. But on the other hand, I also find that I feel frustration and anger a little bit more intensely. I do think that this is just part of what adjusting to a new medication and dosage tends to look like for me. It can look different for everyone. I should also say up front, I am not a doctor. I'm definitely not giving you any sort of medical advice or therapeutic advice at all. This is purely my experience and what my doctor has said to me as her patient and having my whole medical history. So just giving that quick little disclaimer. But my doctor had said that it will probably take up to 4 to 6 weeks to really see like how this is going to level out, what my side effects may be long term, and to see if we need to increase the dosage more or if the medication isn't working for me at all and we need to try something different again. We'll see. But I'm cautiously optimistic, and I am just taking it one day at a time and trying to go out of my way to, like, I'm trying to over communicate, particularly like with Adam, how I'm feeling. And he's been really great about just trying to be supportive. If I'm like, I'm feeling like my fuse is really short, he'll step in and really help out with the kiddos so that I can go grab a breather or something like that. And so I just have tried to be really in tune with that. I did get to go back to therapy on Friday. There have been a couple of things that have come up the past few weeks between my mom being in town, and then the week before that, my therapist's kiddo had gotten sick, and so it had been a few weeks since I'd been in therapy, and I was really, really glad to get back to it on Friday after a few weeks off, and had some really good conversations with my therapist, kind of caught her up to speed on everything that's been going on. And then I had actually a really, really good conversation with Adam as well, and thought I would share kind of some of the insight that I walked away from in that conversation. And I was the kind of person that felt like, okay, if you know, for example, if a couple is having conflict, having issues, then like the biggest emphasis, like the primary focus should be on getting the person that's struggling the most with their mental health into therapy, like making it about like the problem person is where the focus should be. And when I really stopped to think about that, like with Adam, and I don't want to go into exactly how it came up, but you know, I felt almost initially like a little defensive at the prospect of like the focus being, not the focus, but like there being this pressure on like the non-problematic person to also be in therapy. But Adam had pointed out, and is so right, he's like, how could you not take advantage of the maximum number of tools at your disposal? So even if you don't feel like you're really intensely struggling with your mental health, or even if you don't feel like you're the problem person in a relationship or in a situation, going to therapy can still be incredibly beneficial for you. If nothing else, it helps you discover new ways to take care of yourself and to communicate with the other person. It's been kind of a journey with being in therapy and discovering, like, I always knew, like, for example, that like growing up, the way that my family communicated was not terribly healthy. It was very, very passive aggressive. Super avoidant is the term that my therapist has used. Super avoidant when it comes to conflict. And I always just kind of was like, well, yeah, that's a problem. That's a way that, like, those are habits that I need to break. That's a way that my family communicated that I recognize has had an impact. And like, obviously, like, I'm sure it's had some negative impact on, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with words tonight. I apologize. It's had an impact on how I communicate and how I interact in my relationships. But I sort of figured that, like, okay, I know that that's a thing. Check the box, move on. Okay, let's, I have dealt with that. I'm aware of it, therefore I've dealt with it. But I feel like therapy can help you dig into, like, no, this is actually, these things are actually often very, very deep rooted, and we don't realize the extent that they impact us. Because I think we tend to assume that, like, the way that we grew up or the way that we experience the world is universal, and it's not. Okay. I feel like I am going a little deep here, and just you're getting a lot of, like, external processing from me. So I'm going to shift topics, but all this to say, this is just part of my overall just wanting to touch base with you all, see how you're doing as far as mental health goes, and have this just be your semi-regular reminder from me to, if you've been on the fence about trying to get into therapy, I know that the process is beyond overwhelming. And my frequent complaint is that, especially if you live in the United States, that the process of getting help for your mental health is way more complex than it has any business being, given that when someone is struggling with their mental health, the last thing they need is for there to be like lots of extra steps for them to get help, if that makes sense. But if you're kind of on the fence, if you just needed that nudge or that reminder, let this be that for you. Taking care of your mental health is one of the most important things that you can do, and I'm seeing the ways that it's positively affected me, like as an individual. It's had a major positive impact on my marriage. My marriage was not in a good place last almost a year ago now, and therapy has been very pivotal in that. So in changing that for the better. Anyway, let me know how you guys are doing. I am here to be encouragement and to remind you that you're not alone. You're not alone. So other things that have been happening. I mentioned that my mom was in town. We had a really nice visit. We got to take care of some projects around the house as we usually do. We did go out and get pedicures, which I know depending on where you live, you might be going, you get pedicures in winter. We had an unprecedented, I'm quoting here, air quoting here, heat wave in Southern California. Like literally they put us under a heat advisory for a couple of days, and I just thought that was really funny because the high went up to like 90, which in Fahrenheit is extremely unusual for California in February. But yeah, for a couple of days it was like in the high 80s. So I was wearing sandals. I was wearing my Birks. I get teased quite often by my friends because I very unironically wear Birkenstocks. I say, you know what? They're very comfortable. They're very sturdy and last forever. And everyone in Southern California owns multiple pairs of Birks. Like no one side-eyes it. However, I do not wear socks with my Birks. You will not catch me dead wearing socks with my Birks. Also mostly because my preferred style of Birkenstock is the one that is more like crisscrossy and almost like it crosses over your big toe. It's a little cuter than like the big fat two-strap style, but I know I'm fighting a losing battle with the people that are like, OMG, you're wearing Birks unironically. Fight me. You can pry them from my cold dead hands. I love my Birks. Oh my gosh, you guys, round drills and color blocking. I am in my happy place with this kit, and the colors just, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. This is a breath of fresh air. That mystery kit was incredible. Like the process of working on it was so intriguing, and I will absolutely be jumping on future mystery kits, assuming that they're like in a style that I think is going to be my jam. But it was so cool. It was so cool to work on that. I put nails on for the first time in a while. I put them on last night. And I had to give my nails a bit of a longer break from having these on because my nails had just gotten very thin and brittle, and I was afraid that they were gonna split too much, and so I was like, I'm just gonna give my nails a few weeks off and do like the strengthening like protein polish or whatever. But anyway, my mom flew back out on Thursday back to Ohio, but hopefully we're actually gonna get to see her again soon, and my dad as well. They are going to be in Arizona for a month. They're renting a house out there for spring training, and that is assuming that spring training actually happens. Hold on a second. My hubby is calling. I'll be right back. And we're back. He's on his way home a little earlier than he expected. He was, that was Adam. He was working with some fellow film peeps on a project, and then he thought that they might be out for a little bit after, but he's calling it a little earlier. He's like, I could use to get a good amount of sleep tonight. I'm like, yeah, probably. So no plans tomorrow. We're just going to have some good old family time, maybe take the kids to the park and stuff like that. Anyway, I was talking just about how we'll hopefully get to see my parents, and with any luck, my brother and his girlfriend will be able to fly down as well, while my parents are in Arizona renting a house next month. And I don't remember what they said the holdup was with like spring training still being up in the air, but I think that the baseball players are still like working on signing their contracts. Anyway, so hopefully I'll get to see my dad and my brother and everyone then. Fingers crossed. But yeah, because I haven't seen my brother in a while. My whole family hasn't been together in way too long for a variety of reasons, mostly the Rona. My allergies are this cold bug that I have. It's a little bit better. I did have the you-know-what already last month. I am boosted and doing all the things, but still caught it. It was pretty mild. And then I recovered and was testing negative, but then I've had this congestion and this cough for like a week and a half now. And I think it is getting better. I did deep clean our bedroom because it does seem to be worse. Like when I wake up in the mornings, I think that has more to do with just me going from laying down, like having been like laying down all night. If I have a cold, it's always worst overnight. But I just thought, is there a culprit in here? I think I mentioned last week that like my mom and I like deep cleaned, like vacuumed like under the bed where my cat tends to live and vacuumed up an insane amount of fur. But then I was like climbing up on the bed tonight and thoroughly dusting like the ceiling fan blades, and then we have a wall unit for air conditioning in there. We don't have central air, unfortunately, and the kind of money it would cost to put it in is astronomical. But we do have a really efficient, like, fancy wall unit in our bedroom. And I was like, I don't know that that we've cleaned the filter in this super recently. Let me take a look. And I don't know what happened, because it hasn't been that long since we've cleaned the filter, but the filter in there was so full of dust. And I thought, well, even though we haven't been running the AC because it hasn't been hot enough to, I still wonder if something about all this dust being in here is somehow still aggravating my sinuses or something. But I don't normally have something go on for this long. I need to call my doctor and just to play it safe. I don't really love going to the doctor, even though I really like my doctor. I just don't like it, even when I know I should. I never hesitate to take my kids to the doctor or anything, but when it comes to myself, I'm like, let me give it another day and see if it gets better. So I do think that it is getting better, though. So I had a funny story I wanted to tell you guys, by the way, and I cannot remember if I told this story in last week's WIP Chat, maybe even the week before. Where is letter C? Oh, it's the big one here. Okay. I don't remember. I think that I mentioned it maybe in my Patreon vlog, but anyway, it's a funny story. If you're hearing it for a second time, I don't think that you'll be too mad at me, but I was highly, highly entertained. So entertained, in fact, that even though this happened a couple weeks ago and I may have already said it, you get to hear it again or hear it for the first time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told this story. That's okay. I'm going to tell it again. Adam walked out. This was a couple weeks back. Adam has a workspace downstairs where he works from home 3 to 4 days a week and just goes into the office 1 or 2 days a week. And some days when he's working from home, he just will be in, you know, like boxers and a t-shirt, like basically like what he slept in, his pajamas. And, you know, no one's seeing him. Even if he hops on Zoom for something or whatever, no one's seeing him from the waist down. But the other day he walked out into the living room. He was finally like, it was like lunchtime and he was going upstairs to like get dressed for the day. But he was wearing like a collared t-shirt or something like for work and then his boxers. And Connor and I were hanging out in the living room and Adam goes, "Hey, Connor." Connor is my oldest. He's 6. It's like, "Hey, Connor, what am I missing right now?" He's just standing there in, you know, a button down or collared shirt and his boxers. As Connor, what am I missing? And Connor kind of looks at him and thinks for a minute and he goes, "Your laptop." I died. I absolutely died laughing. Oh my gosh, Adam just cracked up so much. Because Connor has just obviously gotten so used to seeing Adam work not fully dressed for the day, that he assumed like that when Adam came in, it's like, no, it's not your pants that you're missing. It's your laptop. Like if it's a work day, the lack of pants is fine. The lack of laptop is not. So that was highly entertaining. Let me know, you guys, if I've told that story already in my WIP and Chat. My memory is fully garbage. I forget things so often. Common symptom of depression and anxiety, and also potentially like the long-term effects of the Rona, apparently. So that's fun. My memory has always been bad though, so that's why, like, literally for my WIP and Chats, I will have like a little jot list of like things to talk about if I just completely mind blank, which does happen quite often because I'm just like, I know that I had stuff that I wanted to that I could chat about, but right now I don't even remember what I had for breakfast today. I mean, at least I'm still remembering my middle name. I know I've told that story before about how when I was pregnant with Micah, I forgot my own middle name twice. Well, I didn't just forget it. I got it wrong. I said the wrong middle name. I was only off by a letter, but, you know. If you know my middle name, please don't put it in the comments. I'm not looking to get doxxed and stalked out here, please. Other fun things that are happening. So I like to play video games, but I'm really incredibly picky about what I enjoy playing anymore. And since diamond painting has really just taken over all of my hobby time, which I have no complaints, like that's very willingly, I adore diamond painting and I'm happy to let it take up the grand majority of my time and all of my hobby time, basically. But there are 3 game franchises that I am really, 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 really into. And this is either my, I don't know if I would say this is my top favorite or if it's my second favorite. So those 3 franchises are the Mass Effect franchise, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is the one that I have, like, I don't know. I didn't really like, I didn't really like Kingdom Hearts 3 that much, and after waiting for like 10 years for that game, it was just like a big letdown, and I lost some of my joy for Kingdom Hearts, but I I am still super obsessed with Mass Effect. Even though I haven't played it in a long time. It's absolutely one of my favorite games. The second one is my favorite of all time. But then Horizon Zero Dawn, there's just one game in the franchise, or there was up until yesterday, Friday. They finally released a sequel, a second game in that particular franchise, and it's called Horizon Forbidden West. So I started playing that last night. Adam was like, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what is it? He's like, go turn on the PS4 because you want to get this game downloading for you. And I was like, oh, you're the best. And he was like, I know I'm going to be, he had to be out last night for some stuff up in LA. And he was like, this will give you something to do. And he's like, well, besides diamond painting. I was like, I'm definitely going to play this game. So, but I found that my attention span for it was kind of short. Like I used to be able to sit and game for hours at a time, but I had only played that game for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I'm feeling twitchy, like I want to go like get up and do something else. I was absolutely feeling like the itch to diamond paint too. But yeah, so that game is absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. The story is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. It takes, well, I don't want to give you any spoilers in case you were to play the first game. I'm not going to tell you details about like where it takes place, and because the reveal of all of it is one of the most fascinating things about it. Are you a gamer as well, or are you just kind of like, I just craft? I know there are other gamers out there. I know Laura, Anxiety Art Adventures, does some gaming. I think Bev does some gaming as well. Bev B Diamond Paints. Bev B Diamond Paints' birthday is coming up here in just a few weeks, and I gotta get this box in the mail to Canada, you guys. I need to get over my fear of international shipping and just get it together because I got stuff for her birthday. Bev, I will be there to wish you a happy 88th birthday on your birthday. Yeah, so we will see. I will be splitting my time just a little bit between diamond painting and gaming, but oh my gosh, why am I so klutzy tonight? Why am I so klutzy all the time? Who am I kidding? But I'm not going to try to rush through it or anything. Maybe that's the kind of thing that like when Adam and I just want to like hang out in the evenings, maybe sometimes he'll just hang out while I game. Because I'll do that with him. He hasn't been gaming much lately though. He has like a ton of games that he's like picked up from sales and stuff, and I'm like, you need to actually play some of them. Yeah, but the kids have Monday off of school, so today the day you're seeing this video, pray for me because I have my kids home from school with me yet again. They had these 2 Mondays off in a row, both related to presidents, which is fine. But Connor is doing really well with, he's been mainstreaming for math the past couple of weeks, and I think has been doing really well with that. Micah has been doing pretty well with school, I think. We've been back in speech therapy after like some delays because insurance had to approve another set of sessions and stuff. Micah's been back in speech, and I'm hoping that we're going to see him progress a little bit more and more quickly. He's quite a bit more delayed than Connor was. There's a lot of factors behind why that is, and I'm not panicking, I'm not upset. I want so badly for him to be able to communicate, especially like when he's frustrated or when he's upset. He's not able to communicate that with us. And it kind of breaks my heart. Also, his 4th birthday is here in a couple months, and he's not potty trained. And, you know, he's autistic. He has a speech delay. I'm not bent out of shape about it. It's fine. I'm not one of these parents or people that just is arbitrarily like, kids have to be potty trained by this age, or it's lazy parenting, or it's unacceptable or something. But right now with Micah is still struggling to be able to put like 2 words together spontaneously. Like he'll read full sentences from books that he has memorized, or scripting from shows that or songs that he knows, but I'm talking about spontaneous, like him realizing I have this need, this thing that I want to say, and now I'm going to say it kind of thing without prompting and stuff. So I feel like potty training isn't totally on the table. I don't think, my gut says that he's just not there yet, and I just need to be all right with that. But I'm starting to like feel some type of way. I think probably a little bit fearful of the judgy parents and judgy people, you know, at the prospect of having a 4-year-old that's still wearing diapers. So we'll see. I have to say, this is probably one of those topics that it's safe to say that I'm not necessarily looking for advice on. I'm kind of I just am letting you know what's going on in my head. And I recognize that this may be like potentially a sensitive area for me. And so I'm sure you're all very, very, very well meaning, but you don't feel like I'm asking for advice, I guess is what I'm saying, in the nicest way possible. But yeah, you guys, I think we're coming up on the hour mark, if I'm doing my math right, from when I had to pause there and take that phone call. Oh, cute. This conversation heart says joy. I didn't even realize that till I looked in the camera. That's so cute. This has been a color blocking dream, you guys. If you're interested in picking up this kit, I have still seen it restocking. Go get it. It's so pretty. It's so worth it. I know that international shipping prices are sometimes prohibitive. I know that she's just charging what her cost is. She's a very small business, and so she isn't able to strike like major deals with shipping carriers the way that some of these larger companies are, and she's not able to just flat eat that cost either. So anyway, if you made it all the way to the end, would you pop up some sort of heart emoji in your comment? And since we're working on a Valentine's themed kit, also let me know. Let's see, what did I ask about earlier in the WIP and Chat? Let me know if you are at all interested in another Summer with the Masters event. And also let me know how you're doing mental health wise. Gentle reminder to if you need that nudge, to contact someone about therapy. If you need a reminder to drink some water and take your medication today, this is your reminder for that. I frequently hear Miss Coffee doing those reminders, and I actually super appreciate that, and I think it's really sweet. So I am just borrowing that idea from her. Did you remember to take your medication today? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you're having a really wonderful start to your week. I hope that it was fun to get to start a new kit with me. I hope this one's going to work up relatively quickly, because thank you, color blocking, and just 42 colors instead of like 60 million. But all right, yeah, answer all the things in the comments that I mentioned, but otherwise I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I hope that you enjoyed this little hangout. If you did, would you mind giving me a little thumbs up over there, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed and want to see more diamond painting content from me. If you made it all the way to the end, you'll probably like it here enough that subscribing might be the right choice. All right, my friends, have a really wonderful start to your week. Take care of yourselves, please, please, please. But yeah, I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.